What is good, Raider Nation? Is your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Raiders bye week has officially ended. Raiders football is going to be back this week. I had to take a little bye week as well, but we're back, and today I wanted to talk about the state of the football team. Antonio Pierce came out today in his press conference, and judging by his type of demeanor and mood, I mean, Antonio Pierce could know something that we don't know. Look, there's no doubt that this season has been super disappointing thus far from top to bottom. The way this offense has looked, even the defense, even though it's been the strength of this team, it still has severely underperformed. A lot of injuries. The coaching hasn't looked right out there. In most games, we've been uncompetitive. It hasn't really been fun, exciting football to watch at the very least. And obviously, our record on the season is enough to come out and say that this season has been a failure at this point. And from an Antonio Pierce perspective, look, last season I thought he did enough to win the job. I was excited about the future of the Raiders under Antonio Pierce. I like how the team responded to him being the head coach. He's a clear leader of men. He's a former player. He's a younger head coach. And I thought really he could do a good job adapting to this new style of the NFL and surrounding himself with guys and coaches that could help him thrive. But really that just has not been the case this season. At times it just really looks like he is a little bit overwhelmed. And not only has it just been, all the losses we've had, the bad football we've seen, but just at times he has terrible in-game situational decisions that he makes. We can go down the road week one choosing to punt it even though you were down a possession and you were past midfield. All the analytics showed that you should have gone for it. You should have been aggressive. He didn't do that. A lot of times we're not using timeouts correctly. We're not doing a good job managing the clock. And when it comes to the last 2 minutes of the halves, the Raiders have been severely outscored in these situations. And that has just showcased that we have not been a good team in that 2-minute drill, getting points before the half and also stopping opponents before halftime and at the end of the game. So with all this being said, it's very reasonable to call out AP. And one thing with Antonio Pierce that a lot of people have speculated is his job security down the road at the end of the season. When it comes to coaches' contracts, those contracts are usually not disclosed to the public when it comes to their contract details, when it comes to his contract salary as well. So we don't really know the full terms for Antonio Pierce as the Raiders head coach. And the way the season has looked, just how bad it's been, a lot of people have speculated that Antonio Pierce's job could be on the line. But just judging by how he looked out there today in the press conference, I mean, if you haven't done so, check it out. But you can just tell, man, I mean, he looks very comfortable. He looked very happy. He looked very relaxed, cool and calm and collected. And I'm not going to lie, I mean, coming off of a bye week where you're 2-7, I mean, I understand it is nice to kind of have that bye week to kind of regather your mind and everything like that. But I don't know, man. Something doesn't sit right with me having our coach looking that happy when we're 2-7 as a football team, like I said. And just in general, I don't really get a real sense of urgency from Antonio Pierce and from the leadership up top with the Raiders. To me, it seems like they're content with essentially sacrificing this season. And it really seems to me like they're more concentrated on the future, on what they're going to do in this offseason. And, part of this decision making that led me to kind of believe this is Antonio Pierce has officially named that quarterback Gardner Minshew will be the starter this week on the road against the Miami Dolphins. And this is just like another head-scratching move from us, because at this point, I think we can all kind of see that Gardner Minshew is not going to be the future of the Raiders. He's played really bad football out there. He's been a turnover machine for the most part. And we really have seen what Gardner Minshew can do out there for us. He's just way too inconsistent, way too erratic. He turns the football over a lot. His accuracy has been all over the place this season. And I just felt like, going into the bye week, you just signed quarterback Desmond Ridder. I think the bye week, this would have been a really good time to kind of implement him into the offense. Let him get a little bit more first team reps. and this would have been a good opportunity to make a change to Desmond Ridder. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Desmond Ridder was a clear upgrade or that it would have been a much better decision. We really don't know. But at this point, when you're 2-7, I mean, why not try something else? Desmond Ridder is young. He did have a nice play in garbage time against the Cincinnati Bengals. So at this point, why not try something different? Why not throw Desmond Ridder out there and see what you may have in him? He has more potential than Gardner Minshew at this point. And really, too, you just look at the press conference with Gardner Minshew as well. Mentally, he looks checked out. I mean, I'm sure even Gardner Minshew at this point, he has not enjoyed the regular season this year. He's been playing his worst football out there. You know, I'm going to be honest. The Raiders really haven't done him no favors either. This has not been a good situation on the offensive side of the football when you have one of the worst offensive lines, especially when it comes to being able to run the football. Luke Getsy did not help as a play caller either. So at this point, the Raiders being 2-7, the playoffs essentially out of the picture. I just really would have liked this opportunity to come out and make the change at the quarterback position and just throughout the roster as well. Let's try to see more young players out there. Let's get their development. Let's see what we have in them. And the only way we're going to be able to see that is to get them meaningful reps on Sundays. But the Raiders failed to do that. We're going to continue to see Gardner Minshew out there, even though I think that experiment should be over by this point. But in other good news, Jackson Powers-Johnson will continue to get the start at the center position. I really like what I saw from him against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we'll continue to see what he has at the center position. And also, to another young player that we're finally going to see on the football field is tight end Michael Mayer. He will finally be out on the football field. It's been quite a while since we've seen him out there with the Raiders, so he's finally back from his hiatus. And Michael Mayer is also a really good player. I thought he was a steal in last year's draft. He's a true tight end. He can block in the run game. He can get involved across the middle. He's got strong hands. And unfortunately, that 12 personnel that we kind of anticipated to see for the Raiders offense this season, we really haven't been able to see it because Michael Mayer's been out for quite some time. But now it's going to be nice to see that little duo between Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers at the tight end position. So at least we got that going for us. But with the Raiders heading on the road against the Miami Dolphins, who is a team that has a lot of talent. They've been hit with the injury bug as well at the quarterback position. They have severely underperformed as well. They finally got the victory last week against the Los Angeles Rams on Monday Night Football. And there's no doubt they're going to want to get back into the win column. And overall, that offense is just looking for that one game where they can finally, put a 30-point piece on a team, get Tyreek Hill involved, get Devon A-Chain involved, and most importantly, just get some consistent play and be that high explosive offense that we've been used to seeing with the Miami Dolphins under Mike McDaniels. But ultimately, we will see if this Raiders team has really changed at all coming off of the bye week. Did the bye week actually help them reset their minds? Did the firing of Luke Getsy and changing to Scott Turner, will that really change anything on this offense? Will it look different out there? But ultimately, though, we will just have to see. The way Antonio Pierce has been in this press conference and everything like that, to me, it leads me to believe that he knows he's going to have at least another year, that the Raiders are essentially fully committed into the NFL draft next season. They're okay with sacrificing this season to try to secure a quarterback this offseason. So in that sense, Antonio Pierce may know something that we don't. And this may be the ultimate plan for this franchise. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. With that being said, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.